Hi, I'm Arkush here with our Chicago Sun-Times fantasy forecast for Week 12 of the National Football League season. I'm going to try and give you a few surprises this week, maybe some things that will catch some folks off guard. And we're going to start with the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I haven't pushed the Browns offense all season long, but I would play Jason Campbell, I would play Josh Gordon, and I would play Jordan Cameron. This is a team in Pittsburgh whose secondary has been torched in their last two games. 55 points and over 500 yards by the New England Patriots, almost 400 yards and 27 points to the Detroit Lions last week. You've got the Cleveland Browns playing better football with Jason Campbell. I don't know who wins this game, but I do expect the Browns to put up a number of points. Now, another guy who probably hasn't been in your lineup all season long, or at least the last 5-6 weeks, Eli Manning of the New York Giants. I would play Eli this week. I would also get Hakeem Nicks out there. Matter of fact, almost any receiver for the Giants. Reuben Randall, certainly. You probably play Cruz every week anyway, but you look at this Dallas pass defense and how they've been tortured. They're injured. They're banged up. The Saints absolutely destroyed them. They are coming back from a bye, but they're coming back without Sean Lee, their most important defender after DeMarcus Ware, who will play but isn't 100%. So that's another one where you want to get a team that in the Giants has been down a little bit. They're bouncing back, and they've got a foe who is tailor-made for them. That'll be the same story with the San Francisco 49ers. I haven't recommended Colin Kaepernick at quarterback all season long, but I would go with him this week. I wouldn't worry about the Vernon Davis concussion. I think he'll be fine. Get Anquan Bolden in your lineup. Get Frank Gore and Kendall Hunter in your lineup. When you look at this matchup, and you've got them going against the Washington Redskins, who defense has stopped nobody all season long practically, I know you've got the dreaded coast-to-coast trip for the 49ers, but they're in a must-win situation. They suddenly find themselves in a four-way tie for a wild card spot. I look for the 49ers offense to bounce back in a big way this week. And then finally, the Green Bay Packers running game. Eddie Lacy and James Starks, I would get them in your lineup. You got a team that is going to be home, desperate for a win against the Minnesota Vikings. They were awful on the ground last week against the Giants. This is the end of the line for them. If they don't win and get a big performance here, they're in trouble. As far as matchups to avoid, probably excited if you're a Ravens fan and you've got Ray Rice, Bernard Pearson on your team, on your fantasy team. They had their big week finally, or at least Ray Rice did against the Bears last week. Don't go back-to-back with them. The New York Jets run defense is as good as any in the league. Last week, they held the Buffalo Bills to 68 yards on 38 rushes. They're the best run defense in the league. I would not try Rice or Pierce. You would be very careful there. San Diego Chargers, you've got Phillip Rivers in that passing game. Keenan Allen, you've got Eddie Royal has had a good season for him as well. But they're in a tough spot this week. They didn't do well in Miami last week, and now they're going to Kansas City. Yeah, the Chiefs are in a sandwich between seeing the Broncos again, but now they're in a must-win situation if they want to stay in first place. That defense is going to be looking for a big bounce-back performance, and I would be very wary of the San Diego Chargers. Now, another team, just the matchups that I don't like, the Indianapolis Colts. I wouldn't play Andrew Luck this week. I wouldn't play Donald Brown, who had a huge week for him last week, and I would probably stay away from T.Y. Hilton as well. They're going to the desert. That Arizona Cardinal defense is absolutely for real. I'm not saying the Colts can't win this one in a real head knocker, but I don't think the offense puts up big points, so I would stay away from those Indianapolis studs on offense against that Arizona defense this week. That'll do it for our Week 12 fantasy forecast for the Chicago Sun-Times. Get all the best in sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at chicagosuntimes.com.